Hi Leo, my name is Tiana and welcome to my channel Inspired by Ease. I hope you're having a fantabulous New Year's. We're going to kick it off with an animal card, and while I'm shuffling, just know that this is general. Hopefully there's something in here for you that you can take away. My readings aren't date specific, so feel free to have a look back at my previous readings that I've done and check out your moon and rising sign. And you can swap around the characters, so I might be speaking directly to you or to the cross watchers, so just keep that in mind. We have Owl. I'll show them to you soon. Okay, Leo, you have Dragonfly and Owl, and this other character is an oyster turtle. So I'm actually going to start off with you. So Dragonfly to me is all about the pineal gland, opening up the third eye. It's all about imagination, and of course there is that movie with Kevin and Costner literally called Dragonfly or The Dragonfly. So this is also a message to me, meaning that your dream is not dead. What you want is not dead. It's still alive and kicking. You just need to go to the tropical Amazon something forest and go find it. And it's alive. So the interesting thing about Dragonfly is that in the beginning of its life, dragonflies will skim the surface of the water. So the dragonfly is actually really closely linked to the emotions, and it's a very transitional kind of animal totem from water to air. So I want to say that you are, you've mastered the earth, you've mastered the fire, you've mastered the water, and now you've graduated to the air element. And the air element is going to be the key to 2020. It's all about redefining ourselves and overcoming fear and integration of ourselves and other. Creating more community, more connection, things like that. So yes, and I hope that you don't mind the waterfall. I hope it's relaxing, and I have my heater running on in the background, so don't mind it. And then with the owl, so we have a night creature and a daylight creature, which is very interesting. So there's already been quite a bit of duality with you so far with water and air, emotions and the mind, thoughts, things like that. And now we have the owl, which is so much wisdom. And the interesting thing that I was reading about owls is, well, you have a 360 degree view of something here. And also keep in mind that this can be another aspect of you. This could be your inner being. You're gonna know. But I want to say that the dragonfly is the main character, and the owl is just a supporting character for you, Leo. So, and the other interesting thing is with owls is that their ears are not symmetrical. They have one ear higher than the other, and it creates this amazing almost sound studio for them. And so they're able to hear things that they're basically able to hear. So in their right ear they could hear my heater separately, and in the other ear they could hear my waterfall. So there's something about, we have the imagination, the third eye, and there's also listening. So you're seeing things that haven't yet manifested, and you're hearing things. So you have a 360 degree view of something, and so this can get into clairvoyance, auditory kind of sensations, psychic abilities, and the decalcifying of the pineal gland, which is going to enable you to access the crown chakra and this more of the spiritual realm. So this is a lot of psychic, spiritual energy you have going on here, and a lot of dualities and polarities going on with you, with the light and the dark and the water and the air. So you have a really beautiful combination of elements going on here, and being able to see something from a bird's eye view, and also being able to have a good handle on your emotions. Even though dragonflies skim the surface of the water, I'm not getting a whole superficial kind of view of it. It's like you're just like in a sweet spot of being really tapped into your emotions as well as your mind. And so yeah, you have a really good balance. You have a really good balance here. So now, before I talk too much, I am going to. Now we're going to talk about the oyster and your turtle here. So with this turtle, you know, turtles lay. Okay, there's so much information here. So with turtles, they use echolocation, I believe. Or I don't know, somehow they know, the mothers know where they were born. And turtles live so long, they can like outlive humans. And so when it's time for the mommy turtle to go lay her eggs, she knows exactly where to go, where she was born, and she buries the eggs there. And you know, you've seen those videos before where the little all the turtles have hatched and they're all scurrying into the ocean, and it's very vulnerable. It's so I see this as a little baby turtle who has just hatched and has just gotten into the water. So this is okay. So I think, Leo, you are presenting more experienced, more mature. Not that they're immature, but you're just presenting as more experienced and you have more expertise, where I don't think this person does. They're still in the waters, and you're ascending to higher ground. So this might be a teacher-student dynamic, perhaps. I'm not sure yet. So vulnerable, very, you know, turtles have, this is very Cancerian because of the two hard shells of these two totems. But inside, even in the turtle, I just think turtles are just so sweet, really, on the inside. They're just beautiful. I don't know if turtles actually have big, beautiful eyes. So anyway, this person is really beginning to master the waters, their emotions, and learning how to express themselves. And I think that this is a person that gets overwhelmed easily, that gets shy, that gets stage fright, that gets anxiety and feels nervous. And they're just starting to really open up and learn about themselves, and or maybe even just open up to you. This could just be a new relationship, and you're presenting just more experience, really, and and they're, you know, more of the shy one and the vulnerable one, and everything like that. And so, you know, this could have so many meanings. One of the meanings that I'm getting is that this person could be so overwhelmed with their feelings about you, about their passions. I'm just feeling a lot of rawness and almost exposed, very exposed. And with the oyster, you know, again, I think you're more vocal and they just emanate. They just emanate. They're very soft, they're more quiet. But they're like, what's inside of them is so bright. But there's a lot of fear or nervousness or anxiety with this one. Very, you know, wet behind the ears, very novice. So yeah, I hope you get the picture. And I think with this owl, you know, these two have two backdrops, and I think you're beginning to see the light. Maybe you've been coming out of a dark period and you're starting to ascend and see the light, and they might still be kind of drowning and floundering in their own personal darkness, their own personal trials and tribulations. And yeah, this is just a highly empathic, highly sensitive person, and they just get overwhelmed easily. But they, you know, I'm getting a Princess Diana kind of vibe off of them. I think that they might, well, we'll just see about the fairies, but I think that they might get a lot of unwanted attention, and they're just wanting to that's why they have these shells. And I think that they know that they're a bright light, but they almost kind of don't want to be. So yeah, it seems like they kind of have a lot of unwanted attention, and they're kind of just wanting to go and hide. It's not something that they're like, yeah, that they're not like openly welcoming that. It's very nerve-wracking for them and very overwhelming for them. So yeah, let's see what the fairies have to say about this dynamic between you and your turtle. Yeah, okay, so we have the Singer of Courage, and the singers are like angels, so the Angel of Courage. We have She of the Cruach and Iris of the Rainbows and Gluminous Doom. So yes, this Gluminous Doom energy, you know, is totally coming out on this character's side. And so, you know, it's going to be different for all of you. So this could be, maybe they're in some kind of toxic relationship with a family member or something, or they have depression, or they have, you know, they're clearly struggling with a lot more darkness than you. I feel that you have overcome, you're more on this ascension process. They are too, but they're kind of like knee deep in it, or like chest deep in it, and you're rising out of that, and they're still in the thick of it. And so I think you, Leo, you're actually coming in with this iris of the rainbow energy and saying, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. I'm feeling good. So I think you're giving them a lot of hope. You're being a bright light in their life, and helping to lighten things a little bit, and being the light at the end of the tunnel for them. Yeah, so I think you're giving them a lot of hope and inspiration to keep going, and helping make this very vulnerable, overwhelming time more manageable for them. And I'm sensing that they have a lot of other people or other stuff that's bombarding them and overwhelming them. And it's like, as soon as they kind of like fill up their cup, their heart, they get that emotional sustenance that they need, just enough, like 1/4 full. It's like they have this bombardment, and it just drains them, and so it's like they can never get out on top of it. And so even though there's a lot of exterior waters, emotions, energy bombarding them, overwhelming them, they're actually needing water, other kinds of waters. Waters is just emotion, so there could be a bombardment of drama, of stress, of just commotion and chaos that is just draining them, and they're really needing something that's very nurturing and very soft, and something that just replenishes them and nourishes them. I'm sounding redundant, but yeah, and it's something that it's like if they just had more time, more alone time, or I'm just feeling like they just need to just like go for a drive, or to have a change of scenery, or something, something like that, like getting out and about would really nurture them and give them what they need to just have this like fresh new perspective, because they're just like so overwhelmed by it, and they're just wanting to just go into themselves. They're just wanting to go into their shell, into their clam. They're wanting to just clam up, but they actually need an outlet. They need a safe place to go to, or to just go on a drive and have new experiences that are inspiring and life enhancing. Going to a beautiful art museum, just any kind of beauty really is going to. I'm sensing that this person is a very artistic person, or responds very well to art and creativity. And so, yeah, I think beauty, beautiful music, beautiful art, beautiful dancing, a beautiful city, all of these types of things is going to be just what they need, just what the doctor ordered. And I think that they are needing a little bit of courage, obviously, to really speak up about their emotional needs. I don't think that this person is very comfortable with expressing their emotions and being able to say, yeah, I need help. They're not that kind of person. They have a they unnecessarily put a lot of responsibility on themselves and carry the weight of the world on their shoulders, so to say. And they're the type of person that just doesn't want to burden anyone and doesn't feel like being taken care of is something that someone else would actually really enjoy. They think that being taken care of would be a burden on the other person. So this clearly is a person that has experienced a lot of trauma and dysfunction, wounded people in their life, and so they actually need help in receiving. So let's see what else we can get about this. I feel that there's more here. Anything else, fairies? Yeah, this person, because of how overwhelmed they are, it's like they've lost that childlike mentality. They've lost that, wouldn't it be fun if we did this? Like they don't, they're just in survival mode, really. They're just like so overwhelmed. And so that they've lost touch with what's possible, with looking outside of their box, looking outside of their shell. And so I think you, Leo, are coming in with this Nellis Alchemist and Mikael Muckle energy, and just giving them the magic wand and just saying, here's a magic wand, and whatever you want to do, we'll do. You know, if you want to go out on a walk, if you want to go to a park, if you want to go out to eat, if you want to go shopping at the mall, if you want to just go on a drive, if you want to do a creative project, you know, whatever you do, you're kind of handing over your magic wand and having them play the game of like, wouldn't it be cool if this happened? They're needing that. Wouldn't it be cool if? Wouldn't it be cool? They're needing that upliftment and that imagination that you have with the dragonfly. And with the owl now, I'm really starting to feel that you are highly intuitive and attuned to them, maybe even more than they think that you are. And so what they're really needing, even though I think on your side you're feeling like I don't know, they're just so withdrawn, but you're going to be able to access them and reach them and say, hey turtle, here I found this amazing magic wand. It has fairy power. And you're going to be able to talk to their inner child and capture their inner child and their imagination and that excitement and that curiosity. Because I think that, you know, certainly as highly sensitive people and empaths and everything, it's easy to start to feel really powerless. You are giving them the power back. You're empowering them. You're enabling them. You're uplifting them with this amazing magic energy, and you're going to be able to access and open them up to their childlike self again and free them from all of these energetic and emotional burdens. And you're just gonna, the two of you can just go and play and just do something really creative. So I feel like there's like one more fairy card that wants to come out and play regarding this dynamic. Here we go. Yeah, they are needing that complete new perspective. And they're also needing to feel like supported. Yeah, so yeah, I think just like a fresh new perspective, just like going out and doing something fun is going to be just the medicine that they need. I'm going to just use my last deck and just get some advice, last words for you, Leo. Yeah. So this is all about perfect timing and the divine feminine principle. So yeah, they are needing a lot of feminine energy. They're needing to be able to get into a place where they can receive, they can allow, and that softness and tenderness, because they've just been so bombarded and maybe even traumatized and like just shocked, and they're just like, you know, reverting and withdrawing into their shell, and they're needing that soft, gentle energy to just kind of coax them out of their shell. And it seems like that's what you're doing. And you know, the fates, you know, it's just a lot of synchronicity is going on, and I really feel that with the owl and the dragonfly. It's very synchronistic. I actually think that the two of you together, I don't know, maybe there's some kind of synchronicity in the way that the two of you met, because intuitively I just feel like your life paths are just kind of like are weaving together, and they have qualities that you lack, and you have qualities that they lack. So yeah, I think that's what the fates are trying to say, that this is like a very divine timed connection, and that your life paths are weaving together. And I think that even they are teaching you certain things, and you of course are teaching them certain things. So there's a lot of balancing that's going on here. So any other last words that Spirit has for Leo? Oh my goodness, yes, exactly what I was saying. The tribe. So yes, there is some kind of kinship between the two of you, some kind of recognition that the two of you share. It just feels familiar, and it just feels like family, it just feels like home. And so yeah, this seems like a very kindred spirit for sure, Leo. So I'm gonna end it there. I hope that this was of value to you, Leo. Like I always say, know that you are never ever alone, even in your darkest moments. Never ever. You are so loved, and be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Big kiss. Mwah. Bye.